did you in your head size up Floyd like, you know what I'm saying? If we was ever keep that real, boy, keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy.
Hold me back.
Canelo Alvarez just got a clear message from Floyd Mayweather, and it wasn't sugarcoated. This came right after Canelo started training with Terence Crawford.
Always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fight. I never looked at him like, man.
Yeah. Here you go.
Mayweather didn't just show up to say hello. He was invited into Crawford's camp to help sharpen the team before the big fight on September 12th. Floyd didn't just watch, he challenged Crawford, threw advice his way, and made sure the team stayed sharp and focused. In a video going viral, Mayweather is seen talking with Crawford by the ring. Everyone around was locked in on what Floyd had to say. Then they stepped inside the ring. Floyd showed him how to stay slick, working on defense, footwork, and smart movement. Crawford kept pressing, trying to break Floyd's defense. But once he tried defending and moving backward like Floyd, his offense slowed down. After training, Floyd was asked what he thought of Crawford's performance. "Crawford's a hell of a fighter," he said, "one of the best of his time. He actually reminds me of myself and a few tough guys I've faced. He's hungry. He wants to leave a real legacy in this sport."
I take Floyd Mayweather in his absolute prime, and I take Manny Pacquiao in his absolute prime.
Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd still beats him.
Floyd beat everybody.
You don't believe there is a guy at 140, 147 in the history of boxing that could have beat Floyd in his prime?
It'd be tough. Floyd, man, that boy, man, that's the GOAT, man. That boy bad.
What makes it, I mean, what, because, and I told people this, I said, look at Floyd. I said, Floyd, it's not that he trains, I mean, it's his life. And from the very beginning, he said, I want to be.
Then came the big question, can Crawford beat Canelo? Floyd didn't hesitate. "Yes, I've said this before. Canelo's great, but he's got weak spots. Age doesn't change that. Crawford has the exact style to break those flaws wide open. Did you see Canelo's last fight? He looked average. Crawford's got the tools, and he knows exactly how to use them."
When I fought Canelo, I was 36, and Canelo was 23, around the same age. Some of these guys won world titles and was undisputed champion. I think, the Tank age, the young little champions.
Mm-hmm.
Canelo was 23 with 43 fights and 30 knockouts.
The video of Crawford training with Mayweather blew up online. Fans were excited to see two masters working side by side. It even reminded some of Crawford's moment with Andre Ward just before Ward retired. Fans were impressed by Crawford's moves and the way he soaked in Floyd's advice. One person said, "Canelo has no idea what's coming." Another joked, the ring couldn't handle all that talent. Someone even said Crawford should keep listening to Floyd and maybe throw in some Bible wisdom too.
And the world said he was inexperienced. I was 36 with 40-something fights. And to tell you the truth, I was over the hill. And so when I fight guys, when I'm in my 30s and they're in their 30s, you know what they say? "Oh, this guy all washed up."
One fan wrote, "It's great seeing the right people behind Crawford. Honestly, he could win with or without help. Mayweather's support means something." Back in 2013, Floyd faced Canelo for the WBC and WBA belts. It was Floyd's 45th fight, and Canelo was young and hungry. People thought it might be close, but Floyd made it look easy, even if the scorecards didn't.
Floyd, what do you think of Canelo's performance against Billy Joe Saunders?
I didn't even see it. What did he fight on the app? You said he fight on the app now, right?
Yeah.
Real fighters fight on Showtime.
The more his legacy grows, the
Floyd Mayweather dominated Canelo from start to finish. He controlled all 12 rounds and won by majority decision, though one judge, C.J. Ross, bizarrely scored it a draw at 114-114. Even Floyd couldn't believe it. In an interview with Fight Hype, the 47-year-old didn't hold back. He was nothing, Floyd said. Canelo was stupid easy, a total cakewalk. People keep hyping him up, but I beat him without even trying. I was nearly 40 and still cooked him.
It's really that they don't want, it's not that they don't want to see Tank win because they feel like it's beating me because I dominated the fight game for so long. But these same writers out here, they praise Canelo. He can pick and choose who he want to fight.
First glove, would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Canelo?
Right.
Oh, that's the easy one.
We're gonna sign it.
A lot of times guys be like, well, I'm bigger. I got a longer reach. I'm a better fighter.
Mayweather eventually stepped away from the ring, but Canelo's rise didn't stop. He grabbed world titles at middleweight, super middleweight, and light heavyweight, and even became undisputed at 168 pounds. After losing to Floyd, he bounced back with 15 straight wins, collecting belts in multiple divisions. Now he's gearing up for one of his biggest fights yet, taking on Terence Crawford. But some experts think Crawford's leap from 154 to 168 might be too much, especially since he's only fought once at super welterweight.
It's really that they don't want, it's not that they don't want to see Tank win because they feel like it's beating me because I dominated the fight game for so long. But these same writers out here, they praise Canelo. He can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm gonna tell you,
a lot of people think Canelo's size and power will be too much for Crawford. They point to what happened with Amir Khan, who moved up and got knocked out. But when Floyd was asked if Canelo's power ever worried him, he brushed it off. Not at all, he said. I've felt that before. It wasn't anything special. That comment could light a fire in Crawford, especially since Canelo hasn't scored a knockout in his last 5 fights. Even so, he still holds the WBC, WBA, and WBO belts at super middleweight. And now, he's set to defend them against Crawford in what could be one of the greatest fights of this era. Don't forget, Canelo's only other loss came in 2022, when Dimitri Bivol beat him convincingly.
Canelo versus who?
Canelo did what he had to do to get the victory.
What do you want next? It seems like that's going to be the fight. Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez, the biggest fight in boxing.
Well, Canelo's the face of boxing. He's the best fighter for Terence Crawford out there. He's the biggest fight for Terence Crawford out there. So that's why Terence Crawford want to take the opportunity to share a ring with another great.
How do you beat him?
You'll see.
It's been nearly 12 years since Canelo took his first loss against Floyd Mayweather. Back then, he was just 23, stepping into the ring with boxing's top star. The spotlight, the payday, it was too big to pass up. But as most expected, Canelo wasn't ready for that level. When they met at the MGM Grand in 2013, he came up short.
Come 12.
Everyone's talking about the weight differences. What's your kind of response to that, Terence?
That's why we fight the fight. So September 12th, we all gonna see if the weight gonna make a difference or not.
Do you want to fight him twice and then retire? Is that kind of the ideal thing for you?
One fight at a time. One fight at a time.
What did you make of, I know you didn't say much on tonight, the effectiveness of William School? He came to, to decision as opposed to win the fight. Would you agree with that?
Even though one judge called it a draw, the other two gave Mayweather a clear win. Over the years, Canelo has looked back on that night, wondering what might have happened if the fight came later. He and his fans believe the opportunity came too soon. Now 34. Canelo is still one of boxing's biggest draws. He just signed a massive 4-fight deal with Turki Alashik in Riyadh season. His first bout is set for May 3rd against Cuban contender William Skull, but most fans see that as a warm-up. The real test is expected in September's showdown. With Terence Crawford, that fight would have Crawford jumping to weight classes for the biggest challenge of his career. Canelo told Ring magazine that if he fought Mayweather today, it would be a different story. He believes he's a new fighter. Now, in this clash with Crawford, who shares some of Floyd's traits, might be his shot at redemption.
What was that like? I trained so hard, and now obviously I tried to beat him because, if you beat him, you want to be the best in the world. At 23.
What do you think was so impressive about him?
His experience, he's so smart. He have everything in a fighter, a complete fighter. He don't have power in the punches, but when you that kind of fighter, you don't need it.
You think that was the toughest fight you faced?
No.
What do you think?
I think he's tough fights and difficult.
When asked about it, Canelo made it clear he's here to prove he's evolved. I always felt I needed more time before facing Mayweather, he said, but I learned a lot from that fight, and now I'm ready to show what level I'm really at. Then came the question about Floyd's exhibition fights. Would Canelo do the same one day? He kept it honest. He's retired. Let him do what he wants. And yeah, I might miss boxing too when I step away. Maybe I'd do 1 or 2 myself. Meanwhile, the hype around Canelo versus Crawford keeps building. Crawford's slick style and fight IQ are drawing comparisons to Floyd, and experts are split on whether he can pull off this massive jump in weight.
He was boxing well, and then he just stopped doing what he was doing earlier. I don't know. I can't call it.
Do you think Canelo slipped as a fighter?
No, I don't. I just think that, William was doing a good job neutralizing Canelo power punches. He was just moving a lot.
Do you think that's a style you have to employ in points of the fight?
I don't know, because if you watch the styles that beat him, they didn't move a lot. They moved a little bit, but not.
I'm a fan of that fight. They're too many weight classes apart. And although the skills, Crawford is one of the best fighters that I've seen. Now, Canelo is, fighting at 168. Crawford just moved up to 154. And he had some trouble with that in that fight. Now, where do you plan on going? 164, 65, 66?
Former heavyweight champ Deontay Wilder weighed in, and he didn't hold back. Speaking with S News, he warned that jumping from 147 to 168 is no joke. You can switch stances all you want, Wilder said, but when you're hitting bigger, guys, it's a whole different game. It's like starting over. You can still knock them out, but it takes more. The punches land differently. They absorb differently. Crawford has since narrowed the gap by winning the WBA super welterweight title. Still, the weight difference between him and Canelo sits around 14 pounds. That could be a big factor on fight night. Canelo's power, stamina, and defense make him a nightmare in the ring. With only 2 career losses, both on points, he remains one of the toughest opponents anyone can face. This fight isn't just hype, it's a real test of Crawford's leap.
That killer instinct, and in this sport, that's what you need. You gotta have killer instinct. If you don't, you're gonna get knocked out.
Canelo ain't gonna come down to 160.
Yeah,
Canelo ain't gonna come down, maybe 166 max if he accepts.
Yeah.
I think Canelo wins that fight based on just the size, power and size. Now, skill-wise, I think Crawford's a better skill fighter, but the difference in size will be the deciding factor, and that's why I'm not even a fan of that fight. I think Crawford.
If Crawford wants to pull this off, he's going to need serious grit and adaptability. Facing someone like Canelo in a heavier division is no easy task. Wilder's concerns make sense, but fans are all in on this matchup. It's a perfect mix of style and raw force, with 2 top-level fighters clashing at their peak. What's wild is that Canelo already has another fight scheduled for September 2025. Not the May bout, his second of the year. Lined up for Mexican Independence Weekend. In Vegas, legendary trainer Teddy Atlas gave his take on Fight Hub TV, calling this one of the toughest fights Crawford could take. Most guys wouldn't even try it. Atlas said, but Crawford isn't most guys. I wouldn't fight him. He might lose to time, not size. Canelo's stronger and more powerful, but Crawford's smart. He'll use that size against him. On the same show, Coach McIntyre backed Crawford, saying he has every tool needed to make history and become a 3D Vision undisputed champ.
Everything he had to accomplish, from 140, 147, now 154, that's even greater for him. He wants to do something, collect belts at 154, he can attempt that. But there's no money in that compared to the Canelo fight. And Canelo is trying to fight other guys, and at that point it's more of a big fight, for the money that's gonna generate. But as a fight fan, I'm not really a fan of that matchmaking.
Real boxing fans know Crawford has the skills to beat Canelo. You just have to understand the game, as Bulma told Fight Hub. Meanwhile, insider Ray Jackson dropped a bomb. Canelo is set to earn $150 million for this fight. That's the number Canelo himself once said he'd need to even consider facing. But Canelo Alvarez will get $150 million guaranteed to fight Crawford. Jackson wrote on X, if true, that paycheck will put Canelo back among the world's highest paid athletes in 2025, and with this showdown locked in for September 12th at Allegiant Stadium. Boxing fans are in for a treat. This isn't just another fight. It's the one everyone's been waiting for. Canelo versus Crawford is officially on, and Floyd Mayweather has already made his pick. He's backing Bud. What do you think? Should Floyd be siding with Crawford? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for the latest updates, exclusive interviews, and non-stop boxing content. Hit that bell so you never miss a moment. See you in the next one.